The fisherman, terrified of crashing, cursed under his breath while the princesses clung to the sides. Hair whipping in the wind, they finally cornered. Deep in the heart of Lagos, in a towering high-rise that glittered like a mirage, lived the Obi of Utterland, a wealthy king with a penchant for flamboyant suits and sleek cars. He had 3 daughters, princesses Ada, Uzo, and Ebele. Now, these princesses were not your typical damsels in distress. They were known throughout Lagos for their love of flashy clothes, fast food, and the latest gossip. One sweltering afternoon, a delivery drone buzzed into the palace, carrying a sleek golden phone. This wasn't just any phone. It had a smooth talking voice that introduced itself as Obidim, your royal assistant. The princesses squealed with delight. Imagine a phone that did their bidding. Obidim, order us 10 plates of jollof rice and suya, Princess Ada commanded, already picturing mountains of spicy meat and fragrant rice. Consider it done, your highness, Obidim replied in a posh British accent that made the princesses giggle. The next day, disaster struck. Their father, the Obi, announced that his prized collection of royal emirates passed down for generations had vanished from the palace vault. The princesses, horrified, mostly at the thought of their allowance being cut, vowed to find them. Leave it to us, Papa, Princess Uzo declared, twirling a strand of bright pink hair extensions. We have Obidim, the smartest phone ever. Indeed, Obidim chimed in. My extensive database can access security footage from across Lagos. The princesses huddled around the phone, Obidim displaying blurry images of a cloaked figure slipping out of the palace grounds. But the footage was useless without a clearer picture. Frustrated, the princesses decided to venture outside the palace walls for the first time. Lagos, a vibrant city with bustling markets and honking cars, was a far cry from their air-conditioned heaven. Whoa, this place is crazy, Princess Ebele exclaimed, clinging to her designer handbag. Ignore them, Ebele, Ada scoffed, pushing through a crowded market. Obidim, tell us where to find the best informants. Obidim, after a dramatic pause, announced, head towards Mama Nneka's store. She knows everything that happens in Lagos. Mama Nneka, a formidable woman with a booming voice and a head wrap the size of a watermelon, peered at the princesses. Looking for trouble, are you? She boomed. The princesses explained their predicament, Obidim translating from their posh slang to Mama Nneka's streetwise Yoruba. Sounds like the work of Black Scorpion, Mama Nneka declared, her eyes glinting. He's a notorious thief who targets the wealthy. Armed with this information, the princesses, fueled by their righteous anger and a craving for shawarma, thanks to Obidim's constant food suggestions, set off to find Black Scorpion. Their only clue was a rumor about a secret hangout near the Lagos Lagoon. The journey was fraught with peril. They got stuck in a traffic jam, accidentally offended a taxi driver by haggling too much, and nearly got their designer heels swallowed by a muddy puddle. Finally, they reached the lagoon, a shrimly expanse dotted with finishing boats. There, Uzo shrieked, pointing to a ramshackle hut nestled among the reeds. Creeping closer, they saw a cloaked figure emerge from the hut, carrying a familiar-looking velvet pouch. It was Black Scorpion. He was about to board a rickety speedboat when the princesses launched themselves out of hiding. Stop, thief, Ada yelled, her voice cracking with fear and a touch of embarrassment. Black Scorpion, surprised, dropped the pouch and jumped into the boat. The princesses, adrenaline pumping, scrambled into a passing fisherman's boat and gave chase. The chase across the lagoon was a wild ride. The fisherman, terrified of crashing, cursed under his breath while the princesses clung to the sides. Hair whipping in the wind, they finally cornered Black Scorpion at a deserted jetty. "Hand over the jewels," Ebele demanded. Surprisingly brave, Black Scorpion, a young man with mischievous eyes, chuckled. "Foolish princesses," he coughed. Reaching into his pocket, "They aren't your father's emeralds. These are candy." He held up a bag of green gummy bears. The princesses stared at him, bewildered. The fisherman burst into laughing. "You chased a thief for candy," he roared, wiping tears from his eyes. Just then, Obidim's voice cut through the confusion. "Hold on, your highness," Obidim's poor voice crackled. "There seems to be a slight misunderstanding." The princesses glared at the phone. "What misunderstanding? The emeralds are gone and this guy stole candy." "Actually," Obidim continued, sounding flustered, "my database analysis was faulty. The royal emeralds are where," the princesses chorused. Exasperated, "Safe and sound," Obidim admitted sheepishly. In the palace vault, the princesses' faces fell. They had chased a petty thief, embarrassed themselves in public, and worst of all, looked foolish in front of a fisherman who wouldn't stop laughing. "This is all your fault," Obidim also shouted at the phone. "You said the emeralds were missing." "I apologize, your highness," Obidim stammered. "My interpretation of the security footage was incorrect." Defeated and hungry, they still hadn't gotten their shawarma. The princesses returned to the palace. Their father, the Obi, awaited them, a disappointment frown creasing their face. "Daughters," he began, his voice stern, "I appreciate your attempt to find the emerald, but it seemed you were misled." The princesses hung their heads in shame. They recounted the chase, the gummy bears, and the Obidim's blunder. The Obi sighed, then a faint smile played on his lips. "Although this adventure was a bit misguided," he said, a twinkle in his eye, "it had shown me something important." The princesses braced themselves, expecting a lecture about responsibility and humility. Instead, the Obi surprised them. "You three," he declared, "have been sheltered for too long. It's time you learn about the real world, not just one you see through your phone screens." He announced a new plan. Instead of searching for non-existent stolen jewels, the princesses would spend a summer walking in different parts of Lagos. "You learn about the city, its people, and the struggles many face," the Obi explained. "Hopefully it will give you a new perspective." The princesses exchanged nervous glances. Walking in Lagos, it sounded far less glamorous than chasing jewel thieves. Princess Ada found herself cleaning tables at a bustling buka, a local restaurant. She learned the value of hard work and the importance of treating everyone with respect, no matter their social status. Princess Uzo volunteered at a community center, helping children with their schoolwork. She discovered a love for teaching and realized that wealth wasn't everything. Princess Ebele, to her surprise, excelled in coding at a tech startup. She learned to rely on her own skills and not just expensive gadgets. Their experiences were humbling yet rewarding. They met people from all walks of life, heard their stories, and helped in their own small ways. Summer ended all too soon. The princesses returned to the palace, changed by their adventures. They still loved their designer clothes and good food, but there was a newfound depth to them. They treated the palace staff with more respect, engaged in meaningful conversations with their father, and even used Obidim, carefully calibrated this time, for helpful information instead of frivolous tasks. One evening, as they sat on the balcony, overlooking the glittering city, the Obi presented them with a surprise: 3 intricately carved wooden boxes. "Inside," he said, "are gifts more valuable than any jewels. They represent the lessons you learned this summer." Inside Ada's box was a worn apron, a symbol of her newfound respect for honest labor. Uzo found a child's drawing thanking her for her patience. Ebele received a small hand-coded program she had written. a reminder of her newfound skill. The princesses looked at each other, smiles grazing their lips. Their summer of misadventure had turned into a journey of self-discovery. They might have been foolish princesses once, but now they were ready to embrace the future, wiser and stronger. So guys, this is the end of the story. Hope you love it. Please, I would like to know your thoughts at the comment section. Please like this video, subscribe and share it. Thank you guys for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.